Okay, rolling.
Okay, welcome to pedroTV. Buenos Cameron Diaz. We're here at the White Rabbit Gallery in Chippendale, Sydney. My special guest today is Senor Ritonello.
Good, thanks. Pedro, good to see you, mate. Thank you very much for inviting me along.
Oh, yes, it's a real treat to have you, Senor. Now, we're standing on the ground foyer in front of a large sculpture of recycled garbage containers.
Yeah.
And the artist's name is?
Apologies to the others if I mispronounced that, but it's a towering work, isn't it, Pedro? What do you think?
Yeah, it's a tower. You're right. It's a tower of things that you don't just throw out without thinking. Or you just throw out thinking, I don't know what this thing is.
Yeah. But I think, if you could actually use this recycled stuff to actually make real towers, and well, I mean, considering that Chinese industry being the massive machine that it is, an industry will always create controls. It should feed itself and make its own things.
So Bonnie, can you get a kind of nice Bonnie, kind of nice one, hand up to the top. Just to give the people an idea of how tall it's about 35 feet, 40 feet tall.
Yeah. And the fact that it's kind of chaotic, is all this stuff out of control?
I don't know, well, we're going to find out whether all this stuff is out of control as we go up to the next floor.
Yeah, some interesting story about, the city urban life of China.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Okay.
Okay, now we're, as you can see, we're standing in the middle between two spinning installations. How would you describe it, Ariel?
I would describe it as fast, silver, chrome. What do you describe it as?
Very, very sort of headache material.
Okay, look, this is like a quick Frankfurt school kind of look at this, right? You've got two eggs happening, right? The egg of birth. We've got babies coming out at 1 million miles an hour. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you've also got Chinese grain population is a big issue at the moment, reported on Guardian Online and things like that. And the egg around the death, not sure, could be, I don't know, how do you feel that landfill up, What do you think? I mean, this is the life cycle we've got here, it is an issue of population and degrading, the older population needing to be looked after as well as the constant rising population.
It's great how, if you look sort of at an angle, you see how they're sort of walking. It's like the whole of this nice kind of...
like a march, would you say? Like a revolutionary communist march? March to Beijing,
I wouldn't say that.
Well, look, just call it what it is, Mao's book and all that sort of stuff, and the issues of contemporary China are, the grain population, and I'm not sure about, childbirth and things like that. I'm not up to the stats on that, but really, I think it's a really provocative work, and also it's really fun. Like you come in, you see the chrome, you see the strobe, and it's a really great effect.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. It would look great in a nightclub.
Yeah.
It would look fantastic.
Down at Bar Street in Beijing or somewhere, Okay.
Possibly, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, Ariel. We have a long photograph made up of separate digital photos. The artist is seamlessly connected. You want to speak about it?
Well, look, Pedro, I actually was in the one and only time I've been to Paris was when I was a young man and visiting my family. I've actually been to this station and several other ones in the Paris metro. If we can start here, you've got the advertising of industry here, bonjourné, good day. You've got how you start a day. Starting off with a bit of graffiti, set the prisons on fire. I guess an allusion to the individual cells you've got here. And I guess someone my big literary hero, philosophical hero, Michel Foucault would have a field day on this. It's funny, like, set the prisons on fire, but don't smoke. You can smoke in prison though, right? Yeah. And of course we've got the regional trains, you've got your metro trains.
And the title is, the title of the thing is, well, it's mentioned here that the spirit of commerce looks over the separate cells.
Well, yeah,
statement.
Yeah, from February to March, and in springtime you've got this, you know, an ad for, doesn't have to, for example, would be the fashion house or the, and they're having a sale, and
everything must go.
You know, offers at €15, and as you can see, you know, the people are, you know, varying ages, ethnicities. You know,
and would that be the artist himself? You think?
Who knows? Gazing back at the camera, I'm not sure.
Like a Hitchcock cameo?
Maybe. That would be very, very intriguing. I mean, look at this is wonderful. Like, you know, the phantasms of people in prison, or I guess in a space which is already surveyed and you know, made like an incarcerated nation, if you can put it. And furthermore, you've got commerce over here. DJ Selector. Now, if we can just move on. I think this is one of my. This is a beautiful part. The exit, sortie, right? So you can get out of prison. And this is. I don't know. I just saw this photo. This shadowy figure. Yeah, and it's kind of like, I don't know, the phantasm of freedom within a civil space. I mean, it kind of is, you know. Yeah, I mean, really, it is the ghost of Foucault, I would say, in this one.
What about this here? Do you think Goran Tomic has been in here ripping posters off to make collages?
Maybe.
It's got his fingerprints all over it, Ariel.
Maybe there is some artwork, collage work happening here, and maybe the artist has. And a reference to, I guess, Hong Kong Harbour here, like very, very telling on a sort of post-colonial context here. Now, go to Hong Kong. Yeah. And I do want to go to the train station called the Noisy Champs. That's us.
Okay. Well,
thank you, Pedro.
No, thank you. Okay. Now we're in one of the White Rabbit's cinema theaterettes. And Ariel, you've seen this work before a few weeks ago. Would you like to talk about this animation?
Well, just quickly, pretty cute animation. It's aimed at the kind of mash-up blood and gore, and the kind of what would you say, like just a, you know, big.
It's not on. I can't even talk about it.
Hey, but I like that. You know, at the end.
Oh, good.
Okay, cut on that one then.
No, don't do that. Don't touch the camera at all.
It's all post-production.
So how many minutes does it go for?
I'm not sure. I didn't actually hang around for a lot of it, but what I do know about the narrative in this is that a young boy is bullied for you know, a piddly amount of money and gets it stolen in the toilets. And really, if you've ever been to China, the toilets there are challenging. And so he gets mugged in the toilets, and then goes to the school principal. And the people who mugged him are basically the school principal's kids. So, and then as the narrative goes along, he gets his money back, I think, with an army of people to get the money back. So, I guess what could you read into that? You know, social justice, or maybe not even that. Like, we'll get the money back, and it's a, you know, it's a market socialist, capitalist sort of thing. And
were you mentioning how Western readers often misinterpret their intentions?
Well, I guess well, just quickly that, you know, Western readers do tend to look at some Chinese art as, okay, this is a dissident form of art. You know, especially with Ai Weiwei at the moment, in some kind of incarceration or incommunication. But a lot of the art coming out of China is not that. Dances with that dissonance, so they do actually affirm the communist or socialist ideals that are within the system. Nevertheless, I mean, I guess my personal opinion that the big lumbering governmental autocracy that is China, you know, will sometimes quieten people down. I don't really, you know, if one artist's work or productivity can actually challenge a huge arsenal which is nuclear based and has capital coming in and resource dependent, well, art is stronger than the sword.
Yeah, okay. Now, listen, in the end, does the boy get his money back?
Well, does it really matter? I don't actually see that.
Well,
TV.
okay, it's cool TV. Yeah.
Well, if he did get his money back, then there's a
Funny little thing, we've got to really keep an eye. I think we've spoken enough, so thank you.
Thank you very much, Marilyn.
The artist's name, too, I'll just wait for that. Okay, now we find ourselves up on the top floor, in front of an artwork called City of Rice, or CBD 2010.
Shanghai, is it, Pedro?
Well, we think so because they've got that TV headquarters.
Yeah, the H building, yeah.
Okay, the bed of rice, I don't know if you can come see how it's a bed of organic rice, and then the porcelain buildings, which kind of...
And probably made from rice, you know, processed into like some type of...
You think?
Well, I wouldn't doubt it. Could be. I mean, I'm not the technician here, but what do you... I mean, besides the wonderful technical work and the rice put out there, what are your thoughts on this? What is it?
Well, like I mentioned before, like we came here and we were having a look around before we started, and so many of the forms remind me of coral, white coral, and underwater forms. And again, in the statement, she's talking about how the cities seem to be invading the landscape, nature's retreating, setting the balance, new buildings are spreading like virus. So to convey that idea, she covered hers with organic looking growths. So, you know, something goes up under the ocean, instead of gets covered in coral.
Oh, all right.
Actually practicing.
Well, maybe it's that the classic traditional nature culture divide that that a lot of
walk around it,
classical, you know, traditional criticism talks about.
Keep walking,
Yeah,
walking to it.
Okay. But of course, I mean, Shanghai is one of the greatest urban centres on earth, and it's well, kind of surprising that, you know, the cities are bubbling and streaming with something coming out. I mean, it is.
Is there a building you'd like to live in? Is there any one of these buildings you would like to live in?
Well,
Are you drawn to any one of the buildings?
I used to have vertigo.
Yes.
Not anymore. So I would like the view.
Yeah.
I think this one here.
Oh,
there's a
nice top.
And also the big windows.
Yeah, like the penthouse.
Yeah, big windows. Yeah, penthouse would be the best because I hate people upstairs stepping and being rude, noisy.
Yeah.
So what about you, Peter?
Me, I'm more sort of an out of suburbs kind of guy, you know, maybe something, I don't know, one of these smaller little, I mean, it's still 18 floors here.
Yeah.
Might look small in comparison, but, you know, that's still tall buildings.
I guess you've got a an urban, you know, mega urban landscape, overlaid with, you know, massive reef, massive marine coral reef. You've got, you know, bed of rice, the traditional industry of, you know, China and Asian continents. Yeah, it's I guess it paints well, at the moment for me, can't get my head around it, but an ambiguous message about industry and nature and the urban environment.
Pretty beautiful.
It is beautiful. The central building here, the work that's gone into those, it's just stunning, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so one more thing. Thank you.